In the world of Overlord, power isn't just brute force. It's identity. It's structure. It's the silent sum of choices made long before the first battle. And nothing defines this with more precision and more confusion than the difference between race and class. Because, while many see only numbers and levels, the truth is that this distinction shapes destiny, limits paths, and decides who can in fact transcend the system itself. Since the origin of Yggdrasil, the world has been built on two fundamental pillars: racial classes and labor classes. The first defines what you are. The second defines what you do. Humans, for example, are born practically free of racial constraints. They don't receive large initial bonuses, but they gain something even more valuable: flexibility. Each level invested can be directed towards labor classes, opening up almost infinite strategic paths. Heteromorphic races, on the other hand, follow an opposite logic. They carry power from birth, but pay a high price for it. Racial classes grant permanent passive abilities, natural resistances, immunities, physical advantages, and, in many cases, access to powers that no working class could replicate. An undead doesn't need to breathe, doesn't tire, and is immune to common poisons and mental effects. A demon can resist fire. A dragonoid possesses strength and defense far above average. But each level invested in this racial progression consumes part of the character's maximum evolution limit. In Yggdrasil, the absolute ceiling is clear: 100 levels. And every decision counts. This is where Ainz Ooal Gown becomes a perfect example of this difference. As an undead, he invested heavily in his racial tree, advancing through specific stages until he became a true overlord. These levels were not optional. To reach the final form of his race, he needed to expend a huge portion of his total potential. In return, he received near absolute immunities, extreme resistance to negative effects, and a natural affinity with death magic that no human conjurer could match. But this also meant less room for versatile job classes. Job classes, on the other hand, are pure specializations: warrior, mage, priest, assassin, strategist. They define techniques, combat styles, active abilities, and tactical synergies. These classes allow for complex combinations, hybrid builds, and adaptations to the setting. A human might be weak at the beginning, but with intelligent choices, can become extremely dangerous in the end. A heteromorph starts strong, but needs to plan each step to avoid becoming predictable or limited. The big difference, therefore, lies not only in immediate power, but in the type of growth. Race offers structural advantage. Class offers strategic control. Race imposes identity. Class offers direction. An overlord makes this clear in an unforgiving way. There is no perfect choice, only choices consistent with the ultimate goal. That's why characters created by experienced players seem so absurd. They understand that the mistake is not in choosing race or class, but in ignoring the cost of each. Ainz isn't powerful just because he possesses devastating magic, but because his race sustains that power even when their job classes reach their limit. He doesn't rely on constant buffs to survive. He exists at a permanent advantage. And that changes everything. If this logic has started to click now, if this structure has made you look at Overlord with different eyes, perhaps it's worth continuing to explore these deeper layers of the work. Liking and subscribing at this point is less an automatic gesture and more of a sign that you want to go beyond the surface, to understand the system, not just watch the result. In the end, Overlord isn't a story about who has the most levels. It's about who chose best where to place them. Race defines the limits of the body. Class defines the reach of the mind. And when these two forces align with intention, the result isn't just a strong character. It's a being born to dominate the world itself.